came out yesterday, pretty much at midnight. Ghost of Tsushima. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima. I actually ordered the collector's edition, and I was planning on having that unboxing. So we're gonna have like 3 unboxings on the channel this week, is what the plan was. But on a Thursday, I got this email from Best Buy because I pre-ordered through Best Buy. And it was a weird email. It said, your order's been canceled because we don't have enough, and here is a free copy of the game that we're gonna send you.
Wait, seriously? I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, so my collector's edition was canceled. They said it was due to a technical error, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
But Best Buy needs to get their shit together. But automatically, without me complaining, without me calling, they're shipping me a free copy of the game.
Nice.
And I ordered the game digitally anyway. That way, when you order it digitally, it's available on Thursday here on the West Coast. Thursday at 9 p.m. you can play the game. So I always order it digitally, even if I'm getting a collector's edition copy. So I was going to do that anyway. The collector's edition didn't come, which is probably for the better, since I had 2 statues come in, and it actually probably saved me $185. And they don't have a copy. Once I get that copy, I'm just going to give it away because I have it digital, so I don't need a physical copy. So I'll probably just give it away. Once I have it in hand. I'll give it away on next episode of Statue Talk. Free copy, PS4 Ghost of Tsushima.
Nice. So I was curious why they didn't actually send it to you on release day too. That's kind of weird. Did they say when? Is there a tracking to when you would get it?
I'm gonna get it on Wednesday.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, I think it's definitely a nice gesture that they're sending a free copy to you anyways. But I was like, you really wouldn't want to wait, especially if it's especially if you pre-ordered it. You know what I mean?
I've been waiting for this game for 2 years. I'm not waiting until Wednesday to play it.
So that's why when it comes to these collector's editions, we usually always buy it digitally. Like same thing for me for The Last of Us 2. I ended up buying the digital version too because I wanted to play it at 9 p.m. over here on the West Coast.
I don't know how you oversell a pre-order of something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you know how many copies you're going to get when you pre-order that many copies. Unless you intentionally oversell, like what airlines do, right? They intentionally oversell so that, unless Best Buy is doing that, which makes me a little worried about my collector's edition of Cyberpunk. But the difference is Ghost of Tsushima collector's edition, I ordered way later than it was available. Whereas Cyberpunk, I ordered day 1 early. So I think I'll still get that. Again, Cyberpunk, I'm going to have it digital, probably both on PS4 and PC. So, I like to buy my games multiple times. Apparently, I like to pay for it over and over and over again.
You sure do.
But much more looking forward to that Cyberpunk collector's edition. So not getting the Ghost of Tsushima collector's edition isn't that big of a deal because most of the time, other than the game itself, they're a waste of money, right?
Yeah.
The collectibles that come with them. I mean, I buy collector's editions, and you usually get little junky side figures or little toys or something to go with it, and maybe like some stupid map that eventually ends up in the garbage anyway, at least for me. So I wasn't too terribly upset about it. But let's talk a little bit about the game, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what your first impressions are so far.
So I have about 10 hours or more in it already. So Thursday night I played it probably for was up until 1 o'clock playing it, so about 4 hours on Thursday night and probably 5 or 6 hours on Saturday, if not more than that. So I have about 10 hours. I would say that's probably about a quarter of the game finished. So I'm really having fun with it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to playing some more this weekend over the next couple of days. I do think it is a game that I'm going to finish. So I'm playing it. You can play the game in a variety of different ways. You can play it in color. You can play it in black and white. You can play it in Japanese. You can play it in English. So I'm playing it in Japanese with English subtitles, but I'm playing it in full color.
Okay.
And the game is amazingly visually. It's very an appealing game. I've been waiting for a samurai game like this for 2 years.
Oh wait,
bought a bunch of samurai books. Been watching samurai movies.
Yeah.
Been watching YouTube stuff on the history of samurais and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So I've been waiting for this a while. I enjoy the gameplay.
That's good.
The combat in here is different. It's not difficult like Dark Souls or Sekiro is difficult, but you still die.
Yeah.
Because you could die if someone hits you right, you can die in 1 to 2 hits. Right? It's kind of very realistic. So while I don't die a lot, I do occasionally die, and then you just start the battle over again, and then you adapt to it and you get through it. Like the difficulty isn't such that you're gonna get frustrated with the fight. Like with Neo or Sekiro, you would get to a boss or get to a duel, and you'd spend 3, 4, 5 hours trying to beat that character. This isn't going to happen there.
Oh, okay.
You can easily adapt, and you can beat if you have skill. You can take them down pretty easily, and as you level up, you're going to be able to take them down even more. I do really like the duels in it when you do duel.
Like a standoff, right? I think.
Yes, like standoff character.
Yeah.
Like I did a side mission where I was like in this grove of like trees with like white leaves, and there was like lightning blasting everywhere. And I was in a duel with a guy, and he killed me. I definitely died the first time. I was low on health, and I didn't have any reserve to heal up. But then the second time, I popped in and was able to beat him. It was challenging, but not so challenging that I'm going to throw my controller through the TV, which is it's the perfect balance for me.
Balance, yeah, for you. Okay.
You don't want it to be too easy,
but you don't want.
But I don't want it to be Dark Souls style difficult, at least for me, because I don't have the time I don't have the time to dedicate to get good at that Dark Souls style difficulty in a game.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I read also yesterday about what I don't know if you knew about it, but what Metacritic did about the scores for that game. Did you hear about what happened?
Mm-mm.
So what happened is, remember how The Last of Us 2 were getting
review bombed. Yeah.
Yeah, review. Yeah, exactly. For this one, for Metacritic, they learned from that. So what they actually did is that they actually capped out reviews from players until at least another 24 hours. So I think you can review it now, but they said, hey, the game just came out like literally, for us midnight or 9 p.m. for us. And then they're like saying, hey, no, come back after another 24 hours for you can actually have hands-on with the game. You know what I mean? Because people bombed The Last of Us 2 because they played it for like an hour. And they're like, oh my God, I hate this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think this game feels like they were trying to make a next-gen game, like a PS5 game. Like, I think if they were developing this game for a PlayStation 5, it would be a lot better.
Yeah. Okay.
But it also feels like this game should have came out a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah. At least from, and I think that's why. It's because I think it should be a next-gen PS5 game.
Mm-hmm.
The way they are pushing the graphics, pushing the envelope is good, but it seems like it needs to be more. It feels very like a open world game that should have been released a couple years ago. At least the combat, the way the combat plays, the way the AI is. It's not going to be it's not like a 10 out of 10 game.
Mm-hmm.
There are still improvements that could be made. And definitely if this game came out, like the difference between, right. I keep wondering, the original Last of Us was to me like a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
The Last of Us 2 was probably like lower than an 8, maybe 7.5, but it's basically the same game, right? The mechanics are the same but upgraded, but it's kind of like showing its age a little bit. And I think that's what we have here in Ghost of Tsushima is it's like a game that maybe should have came out a couple of years ago. And if it had came out a couple of years ago, we'd probably be, this game is a 10.
Yeah, because we get so modernized and so picky about, at least for me, I know that, your taste changed throughout the years. Because that's why for at least The Last of Us 2, there was definitely improvement from the first game, but there wasn't something that was like, oh my god, that's gonna change the whole industry. You know what I mean? Because when the first Last of Us came out, it blew everybody's mind. I was like, oh my god, this game is so original, so new, so fresh. And then I feel like now for Ghost of Tsushima, maybe that's not the same thing. Because what happened if it did come out before Sekiro or Neo?
I don't really compare it to those two games because I don't think it's in that same style of games. But what the games I can compare it to is, so it's come after God of War, it's come after Spider-Man, and unfortunately, it's come after Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a masterpiece, right? And you go from riding the horse on Red Dead Redemption 2 to riding a horse in Sekiro. It's like you see the difference, right?
Yeah.
Right. You see the difference. But again, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I definitely am going to play a lot more of it. I think I'm definitely going to finish the game. I'm enjoying the crap out of it. Playing as a samurai is awesome. I like the combat a lot. The environments are great. The story is good. It's just a good, like, if you like samurai movies, you like samurai, I think this is an awesome game. So probably, I was about to say something stupid. I would say this is probably going to be my favorite game of the year, but we have Cyberpunk coming out in November. Yeah. So that's going to be, if that lives up to expectations, that'll probably be game of the year. But this is definitely, I'm really enjoying it. Definitely having a lot of fun. Definitely think I'm going to beat it.
Sloppy talk.